Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Have you ever wondered what it really takes to leave everything behind and start a new life in another country?
Yeah.
Whether you're frustrated with life here in America, like we are,
Mhm.
or close to retirement, or you're just ready to go explore, this is the video for you. So, we're sharing the steps we're taking to turn our dream of living this country into a reality. Everything from managing emotions, navigating visas, banking, budgeting. Plus, we're sharing all our resources that we've used in the process. This is helpful whether you're leaving in 6 months or 10 years. So let's get into it. It
All
wasn't
right.
funny.
So let's start with this is serious. Let's start with why. Why do you want to leave? For us personally, it's cost of living and quality of life. Those two are tied together.
Yeah. So, and what everyone's right will be different, but you take some time out to really think about like why you're doing this. Is it the cost of living? Do you
hmm
want a higher quality of life? Is it for political reasons, right?
hmm
Or just safety? Some people, think other countries are safer.
hmm
So this is up to you. Yeah.
hmm All right. Now the next one is what type of foreigner
Yeah.
are you going to be? You're going to be an expat. You're going to be living there. You're going to slow travel. You're what?
A snowbird?
hmm
Are you going to try to get residency there? Yeah, that's some of the things you actually have to think about. What does that future look for you, right? We personally want to be slow travelers at first.
At first.
Yeah, see what places are
hmm
like, where, in order to pick our final destination, we want to
hmm
see what's around first.
hmm
Yeah.
All right. Next is you need some money. You
hmm
need some money to go live in another country. And if you won't be working here necessarily, where is your money coming from?
Yeah, we all need it, right? So we have to figure out, and especially this is something you can plan out like in 5 years and 10 years, if this is your plan eventually.
hmm
Okay, am I going to have a pension? Am I going to get Social Security?
hmm
What about investments? Do I start doing that now?
hmm
Like if you're working, do you need to change careers, learn a new skill? Um, get into a current job that is you can kind of work remote. So yeah, you just have to explore different ways that you can earn income abroad.
hmm
Yeah. So all these questions I feel like is, you have to ask yourself. And we talked like for months about like, okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna pick a place, you
hmm
know? So that's really important to have that discussion
Right.
with yourself or with your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and next is what are you going to do with your things
hmm
here?
Yeah.
Now, at a certain age, and we are at a certain age where you have things and you accumulate things and you need to square those things away
Yeah.
before you leave.
Right.
Kind of like selling your house
Mhm.
or renting your house,
Yeah.
or if you have multiple houses, what do you do with them? That's our situation right
Yeah.
now. We
Right.
have some properties that we have to actually get together before we leave.
Yeah, just like tying up loose ends because I feel like the older you are, the more bags come with you. You have baggage, you have to figure out what to do with this, where to, what am I going to do with all my property? And then you realize, how did we accumulate all this stuff?
Now, some stuff might work for
Yeah.
you, like real estate,
Yeah.
and then some stuff might really be baggage.
And all the stuff you have in your house, are you going to be selling your items, your car? Like, so for the past 4 or 5 weeks, we've had a yard sale, putting stuff on, Facebook Markets place. And that helps with income as well. So do I need to put stuff in storage?
Mhm.
Harass family members, where you going to leave your stuff by, right?
Yeah,
So
or sell all my sneakers. But-
listen, I see if you can find a picture of all. We could probably live out the country for a year on all your sneakers.
So this and next is your family.
hmm
Your family. So you would have kids and then you have grandkids. Or you might have elderly parents.
Yeah. So, like, leaving the country is going to be like emotional. Your friends, your family, like grandparents, all that stuff. So you need to kind of, especially like for your parents, if you have siblings, what's that gonna look like? Um, just have those things in place. And for like your children and grandchildren, um, you know, kind of talk about the life that you guys are gonna have together. Are you gonna come over for visits? Just do like video chats and stuff. Because in this age of technology, you can always still see them, right? But I would say make a schedule. Like, kind of instead of being the traditional grandparent, you get to create what you want to do. Like, I always wanted to be the grandparent that the kids come to another country and you can go back to school and say, I painted elephants with grandma. So it's up to you, but I would just say, like, find out what works for you and your family, have that conversation, and yeah, it'll all work out.
All right.
What do
So,
you think?
so picking a place. When you're thinking about all of these things, money, everything, you also have to pick a place, and there's thousands and thousands of places to pick all over the world. And some important things, and I think for Americans, whether they know it or not, is infrastructure, which I call college.
Yeah.
So the country has to have good infrastructure for us to pick it. And there's a lot of countries that do have good infrastructure that Americans wouldn't necessarily know about.
Yeah. Yeah, because some places, on the other side, they don't have such great infrastructure and people move there anyway. But, you have to be okay with sometimes not having power for like a whole day, maybe twice a week. So those are the things you have to like look into, and then can you adapt to the culture, their way of life, their customs?
A lot of things are really, really different in another country compared to the way we do things in America.
Right. Yeah. And, or do I move somewhere that already speaks English? So it's like an easy transition. Am I going to learn the language when I get there, even before I move? So those things you also have to think about. The weather.
The weather.
Yeah.
Do you like cold or do you like hot? Or do you like in between? For us, it has to be hot.
Right. If you want to see the
So,
changes of seasons,
yeah,
that's
it has
always
to be 100 degrees.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big one. And like the cost of living, that's so big, right? How their day to day, what are you going to be spending day to day to eat, to live? That's a big deal.
Well, do you meet their income requirements? So a lot of countries, they have income requirements before you can actually stay there. It may be $1,500 a month. It may
Yeah.
be $2,000 a month. It may be $800 a month, which should be your minimum for you to stay there. That might be a country requirement.
And one of the best ways to just, see if the place works for you is to go visit, right? To see what the customs are, and that's just kind of see like what the weather is like, how the people are. So that's always a good thing to do. Go and visit and see what life is like.
All right. So now you did all the thinking. You're thinking and you're thinking, and now you think you want to go. Now we're ready to go. Now, what do I have to do when I'm ready to go?
Research, 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 and some of the things like you'll have to find out about is like the visa options. Is it like a retirement? Am I going to get a nomad visa, investment, or work visa? How do I apply for them? Some countries you need to be inside the country, others you have to be out. Also find out like the country's official immigration website or the embassy websites if you have to find out like accurate information. You can even consult a consulate or immigration lawyer for that country. So some of the resource we've used like the websites and stuff is iVisa and Visa HQ to get like visa requirements. Lawyers.com, right? If you want to find a good immigration lawyer, this site actually have reviews so you can see how good the lawyer is. And then leave a review. And then embassy pages. So it's always important to find out like, embassies and up-to-date contact information to reach out to them. Expat.com and Just Landed. We like those sites because it gives you like comprehensive information. And you can ask like community. They have really good community forums. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and as a U.S. citizen, go to travel.state.gov. Like it has specific immigration, information and travel guidance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm still ready to go. There's a cost, there's expense with leaving the country that people might not think is that big. So
Yeah.
you have to get tickets,
Right.
right? You have to get your flights, uh, gather up all your things, and you have to decide whether you're going to rent when you go somewhere right off, stay in a hotel till you find rent or an Airbnb,
Mm-hmm.
how much that costs, because they do security deposits in most everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, and then you might want to ship something.
Yeah.
You might want to ship part of, you're going to be living there. So you might want to ship things there and also initial visa costs.
Yeah. So that's always, it's like your what do I need to move costs,
Right.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you're going to have costs every month.
Yeah.
All right. What are those
Yeah,
costs?
so your basic needs, like, what am I gonna need? How much money am I gonna need to live there?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, right? I'm gonna need rent, utilities, groceries, transportation,
Mm-hmm.
cell phones, all this stuff. And there's cost of living calculators I found, which is like really good because everybody's lifestyle is different. So you can calculate what you think is important to you, not based on somebody else. So Expatistan and Numio actually have cost of living calculators. So check those out. And other costs might be like, okay, what am I going to pay for health insurance? Monthly medications. Do I have subscriptions that is like, Hulu, Netflix, all these things? Do I need them? Right? Storage fees if I'm leaving, you're still gonna have to pay, for all the stuff. That's why I say sell everything so you don't have storage fees. And then to reapply for visas, or do I need to do border runs? You need to have money for that, depending on where you're staying, And then you need to have like extra money for emergencies, like somebody gets sick, a death in the family, all that stuff you have to be thinking about. Yeah.
Okay, now banking. I have to keep my money somewhere,
Mhm.
and most likely you're going to still keep it in the US, but you want favorable terms because you're going to be spending it
Yeah.
out of the country.
Yeah. So, look into if you need to open like an international friendly bank like HSBC or Citibank, Wise. A lot of people we have Wise accounts, right? And like research banking options in the country you're moving to, just in case you gotta pay local bills. Right? You don't know how they're gonna accept it, so you gotta be prepared for that. Do I need to keep my bank here in the US to pay the bills here or like for taxes? You need to get a debit card because you don't want to be paying like unnecessary transaction fees. Like we have a Capital One Venture card. So, just to make sure like you're just paying unnecessary fees. So gather up tight on your budget so okay, this is what I'm going to need to move.
Right.
Yeah.
And taxes. So you are American, and even whether you live here or not, if you are a citizen here, you still have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Now, there's a bunch of tax laws and a bunch of things you can do to get around certain things, but explain.
No, don't let them come looking for you in another country trying to get around stuff. Pay your taxes, okay? But you can find out in other countries what if they give tax breaks, because what you don't want to do is like double pay taxes. So a lot of countries will give you like tax breaks. And to find out all of this, IRS.gov has a whole section on, you leaving the country. Also, you can contact like a tax expert, like Expat Tax CPA can help you with that. So yeah, but pay your taxes, people. You can also like sometimes you have all these documents. You don't want to travel with all your important documents. You got your not passport, your birth certificate, social security card, all these things, right, that you want, but you don't necessarily want to take it everywhere with you. So, that's why like we're looking into scanning and uploading all your documents just so you have it, marriage certificates, all this stuff. So yeah, that's something to look into. Yeah, and have, just have a digital copy. Everything is digitized now.
Right.
Yeah.
And you may ask, can I still vote? Can I still vote if I don't live
Yeah,
here?
you can still
I'm
vote,
a citizen. So.
but you have to find out from the state like you're gonna have your main address in, and then you might have to register like as an overseas citizen
Uh-huh.
and have like an absentee ballot or something like that. So look into that if that's a priority for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, it might be small, but what do I do with mail?
I know, because we didn't even think about that. Really, like, are you going to apply for like a forwarding service? Are you going to get a virtual mailbox? There's companies that do that, like Earth Class Mail or virtual post mail. And they like open it, they read it, they scan it, and then send you an email with the contents and stuff. And that could be like around $10 to $50 a month. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about I want to drive? Can I get an international driver's license
Yeah.
or the country's driver's license?
So, as a U.S. Citizen, you can get an international driver's license here from AAA, and it's only like about $20, and you go with like two passport pictures, and it's pretty simple and streamlined. So, I don't know if we would drive overseas, but I would definitely get it.
Eventually, we would. Eventually, I would. And
I'd just be on the back of a scooter or something.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But one thing I would say is have an emergency plan, like with contact information, know like where the closest embassy is to you. How do I get there? The contact information for that. Because so many things just happen and you don't know, like COVID or something like that, where need to make contact with people and how do I get, or you lost your passport. How do I get a new one?
Right.
So these are the things that yeah, that you would have to look into. But
That's it.
that is it. So we are on that journey, and these are all the things we had to think about. We had to sit and talk about, and
That we're still thinking about it and still doing it because
yeah,
we're in the middle
in the middle of
of
it.
doing it.
Yeah. And we're like, man, we can't wait to go, but something might come up, or like, how are we doing that? So it's, right. But making that move abroad is a big decision. But it's an incredible opportunity, and then you get to design it how you kind of want to design it. But preparation is key. So, just stay diligent and, this is our dream. So we want to do it.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. See you guys.
Peace.